Alright, hey guys, it's me again, and today I'm here to show you one of the conclave augments that got turned into a universal augment with the latest patch. And I really thought that this augment would save Atlas. I thought this would make people actually want to play Atlas. Now, I was told this augment was bad, but I didn't think it was this bad. This is actually like an augment that's like contender for worst augment in the game. Now, what this augment does is it turns you into the Thing. And it turns out there's nothing good about being the Thing. It's kind of like Iron Skin, but as you can see here, you can't jump or crouch at all. And while you're in this mode, you are armed with a ground slam as your melee attack and a rock throw as your primary attack. Now you can use all of your powers normally while you're in this mode as well. Now this augment is kind of weird as it's external health, not external armor, like Iron Skin. Meaning if your health or the Rumbled's health gets low, the augment immediately just does nothing, and you'll take damage like normal, even if you still have Rumbled health, which is kind of annoying, and I don't know why that's a thing. Now normally on the rock throw attack, it has a 4-meter AoE, which is pretty low, but if you use the Archititron as your stat stick, you'll have a 14-meter AoE instead. And the reason this is happening is because Slam Capacitor on the Archititron is somehow buffing the AoE of your rock throw. And I should probably also mention that this augment has self-damage. And if you're not using health mods like I initially was, you will die very easily. But with the build I have set up on this, you won't have to actually worry about killing yourself with this. Now, the way this mod is affected is power, strength, and health mods buff up the health of Rumbled. So it's really up to your choice where either you put power strength in or just all health mods like, say, vitality and prime vigor. I went with a mix of both, though if I put prime vigor here, I will get more health as I have 10.1k health instead of 7.7k. But the mod is affected by duration, even though it doesn't really tell you that. Not affected by range at all, so there's no reason to really build for that. I have efficiency here, and I have some power strength to up the damage of the rock throw. But I don't even feel like this is even worth it because the rock throw's damage is just so low that the only time it actually deals decent damage is if you get stealth multipliers off of it, because it is considered a melee attack and it is moddable via a stat stick. Now, as far as the way you want to mod things out, it's basically you just want like a raw damage build, sort of like this, but instead of having like, you know, have this built for finishers and whatnot, you'd probably want to put on Shattering Impact in here somewhere, like probably here, because the rock throw attack does actually get affected by Shattering Impact. Okay, I'm going to spawn a couple butchers just to show you that Shattering Impact does indeed affect this mod. There you can see, I threw a rock in the general direction and their armor is gone. Now I also have Arcane Victory in this build because Arcane Victory has the same bug that the original Argon Scope did, as where it says that I need a headshot kill, but when it comes to AoE weapons or AoE just things in general, if the AoE touches the head of an enemy, that counts as a headshot. It doesn't count for Argon Scope now, but it does for Arcane Victory still. So as long as you're getting kills basically with your rock throw attack, you won't have to worry about health that much. As you can see, I just procced Arcane Victory just by throwing rocks in the Butcher's general direction. So after all of that, you're probably wondering, does this do good damage? And the answer is no. The damage on your rock throw attack with Rumble is weaker than your first ability. A lot weaker. So I'm going to show you against armor. So against 8 Corrupted Heavy Gunners, I put on invincibility for this, just to show you the damage. You can see it's not really doing much. It does proc a little status. I am getting stealth multipliers off of Shade because it is considered a melee attack. But the only stealth multipliers is when the only time you actually deal decent damage with this. I even got a bugged run with Shade where he just kind of just made me undetectable by the enemies at all. And with the stealth multipliers, I was able to go up to zone 9 in the regular Sanctuary Onslaught, but it kind of falls off after that a little bit, even with stealth multipliers, so the damage is not very great. Now if we compare that to my first ability, I'm immediately doing more damage. It's not a whole lot of damage against armor, but a lot of Atlas's attacks aren't that great against high armor. So what about shields? We're going to have a lot rougher time here, actually, if we use our rocks here. Now, I could mod for Toxin against the Corpus, and that would be a bit better. But even just against raw shields, no. It's not happening. Now, compare that to my 1, where it's doing, like, that much damage and just... It's killing that guy immediately at a 4 times combo. Like, why would you even use the rock throw attack at that point? Right? And it just really falls off at, like, level 50 plus, to be honest. And if you're curious about the ground slam attack, it does, like, no damage. As far as tanking goes, I can take some damage, but again, since it's external health and not external armor, like Iron Skin, okay, I'm shade. You can see I was able to get hit through my rumbled health, even though I still had it up, which is a problem. So it's not very reliable. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It locks up your movement, and it does self-damage. The only use I can see for this augment is if you want to level up Atlas fast, then this is what this augment is for. To level up Atlas faster. Other than that, there's no use for this augment. This augment is terrible. In fact, I don't even know how this got past the public test cluster. It's almost like a lot of these conclave augments didn't even get play tested before they became universal augments. And a lot of them I feel like need a balance pass before they're ready. So with that said, don't bother with this augment. If you have it, keep it for conclave and conclave only, because the current state of this rumbled augment is awful for PvE. I wish this was better. I really, really wish this was better, but it's not. Anyway, guys, that's all for me. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.